The student, dear students, BA Part 1, second semester, you are studying national movement. I am trying to speak in full length on the national movement paper. Today I want to share my view on the challenges to the British power, the revolt of 1857 or the first war of Indian independence. The British rule in India began after the Battle of Plassey in 1757. After 100 years, the Indian challenged the British rule and attempted to put an end to the 1857. The attempt has been called the revolt or the first war to it in 1857. The attempt was been called the revolt or the first war of Indian independence. It is not that the Indian challenged the British only in 1857. The 100 years of British rule and brought misery to the Indians in general. All classes of the Indian society were exploited by the British economically. Indians were disregarded everywhere and were subject to all sort of humiliations and were mostly treated in inferior human being. The British were foreigners and they reminded to all throughout their rule. Indians were considered slaves simply to serve the interest of the Britishers and their homeland. Britain is every possible way. Therefore, the people of this country suffer in so many ways, but they failed to put up a united or even fairly widespread resistance to the British power in India before 1857. Yet the revolt of 1857 was not first challenge of the kind of British power in India. Several revolts by several sections of the Indian people occurred even prior to it, though their area and purpose remained limited. In 1829, the Khasis, the primitive tribe inhabiting the hilly region in the northwest on the frontier of Assam, revolted against the British. The revolt continued for nearly 4 years and covered the large part of the territory of Assam. Beside again, in the northwest, the Singhos revolted in 1830 and again in 1939. The Akas revolted between the 1835 to 42. The Nagas revolted between the 1849 to 51. The Kukis revolted in 1829 and 1844 and 1849 and 50. The Khondas revolted between 1946 to 48 and in 1855. The Santals inhabited territory in Bihar adjoining Bengal revolted in 1855 to 56. The Chota Nagpur, the Hos revolted in 1827 and again in 1837 to 36 to 37. And Mundas revolted in 1831 to 32. And the Bhumijis, the Chauras revolted 1832. And other places in India, two isolated groups or individuals resided in the administration. In the Western Ghats, the Bhils revolted in 1817 and 18 And again in 1819, the Gujars revolted near Saharanpur in 1824. The same year, the Jats revolted near Rohtak, and the Kulis in Gujarat in 1824, and again in 1839 and 1844. Beside the rising Kolhapur and Samvadbadi 1839 to 45, the revolt of the Raujas family in the district of Vijayapatnam to 1829 to 1830, the rising of the Jamidar of Palkonda state in 1831, the rebellion of the Dhanjaya Bhanja, the Jamidar, Dhandya Bhanja Jamidar of Gumsur in Ganjam district in 1834 to 35, and the rising of Bundela's landowners, Madhukar Shah and the Jawahar Singh in Sagar in 1822. At the some place, other example, but none of these upsprings succeeded, and none posed serious threat to British power in India. Point to be remembered. After the 100 years of Indians challenged the British rule, attempt to finish in 1857. The attempt has been called the revolt of the first war of Indian independence. However, it was not the first challenge to British power in India. Several revolts occurred prior to the revolt in 1857, though their purpose and area remained limited. Among them were the revolt of the Khasis in Assam, revolt of Singhos, Santhals in Bihar, the revolt of Has, the Mundas, the Bhumijis, and the Chauras, Chota Nagpur, the revolt in Bhils, Western Ghat, the revolt of the Gujars in Saharanpur, revolt of the Jat in Rohtak, and the revolt of the Kulis in Gujarat, beside the revolts of several Indians like those Kolhapur, Savatwadi, Palkonda, Gunjum Sagar, etc. The revolt of 1857 is causes. The revolt of 1857 was the revolt of culmination of popular discontent and had been building up for the long time against the different policies pursued by the British in India, though its immediate cause was the provided by the Indian soldiers. Main cause of the revolt as under. First, the political. The exceptionist policy of the British gave rise to the distrust among the rulers of native state. They felt that sooner or later the kingdom should be snatched away by the British. Their fear was confirmed by the policy of annexation of Lord Dalhousie. The people of the state which were annexed to the British territory were also resentful. Many of them distrusted in the British rule, and many others would not tolerate disrespect of their ruler and the members of their families of the hand of foreigners. The people of Jhansi and the state of Awadh largely participated in the revolt because of the every reason. The Muslims had yet another grievances against the British. The British occasionally shows depressed to the Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah, Lord Canning, were declared that the title of Mughal Emperor would be abolished after the death of Bahadur Shah, and place of the fort would taken over the British. The Indian Muslim has always felt themselves concerned with the honor of Mughal emperor. Therefore, they developed a strong hearted in the British administrative. The Indian disliked the destructive and administration of Britain. The British system had abolished several intermediaries like Jagirdar, Talukdar, etc., with whom people and districts contest, and from whom they drew certain advantages as well. Therefore, the system had created a section of dissatisfaction, people to the welded influence on the masses. The system lacked personal tough to which the Indian were habituated of the past century. The judicial system was costly, mechanical and involved much time. The poor could drew no advantage from it. The, the risk dislike because they could be brought to trial even by the appeal of the common people who had been subservient to them of countries. The police system of the British had not become the effective by the time, and the people always felt in curse with the respect of their life, property, and humor. Their revenue system had hit the peasant hard. The permanent settlement of Mahalwari system had even Rayatwari system has brought no relief to the peasant in any way whatever. Under each of the system, the peasant had no way, pay heavy revenues, and in the case of non-payment, had no loss of their land. The problems of the Indian peasant etc. Rural inhabitants, fragmentation of the holding increase and landless labor and like rose all because of the revenue administration of British. The British executed the Indian for all high civil and military posts. The rankles in the hearted of the educated Indian economic. The primary motive of the political domination of the India by the British was economic exploitation. They established their political power first in the Suba of Bengal, and within the few decades siphoned off resources to the extent that the people were not filled even with bare necessities of life. And that became the fate of the people of other places also where the British rule was subsequently established. The trading interest of the British insulted the destruction of cottage industry of India, while their revenue policy reduced the peasant to the level of their existence. The abolition of the company monopoly of trade with India in 1813 and the acceptance of the policy of free trade by the Indian government in 1833 aggravated further the exploitation of India by Britain, which had started produced machine made goods, particularly textile. Ultimately, India became the vast field of the production, a raw material to fill the Britain industry and the vast market to absorb British manufactures. Beside India's wealth was drained off by the British in several ways. The poverty of India remained limited not only to particular section of the society, it enveloped all human alike, whether they were peasants, landlords, traders, industries, labor, middle class people. It was the genuine grievances of all the Indian against the British rule in India. Social and religious. The British regarded the Indians as, as people of inferior race, that they therefore looked down upon them socially. The clubs and hotels of the European prohibited in the entry of Indians. The Indians were shown disrespect in the public places, in their omens, and dishonored, and aid to justice was available to them. The racial arrogance of the British went on increasing with the increase of their political power in India, and antagonized Indians in toto. The Indians become the apprehensive of the intention of the British concerning their religion, and Charter Act of 1813 permitted Christian missionaries to enter India, and they started coming to India in a large numbers. The missionaries attempted to propagate the Christianity by every possible means of India. The government did not attempt to restrict their activities. Rather, certain laws passed by the government gave the impression that they was one with them. The missionaries established mission school and encouraged female education. Religious education was the part of syllabus in all this school. The, the prisoners in the jail were also tempted to accept Christianity. Regulation framed by the government in the hospitals, although generated appreciations in the mind of the Indians, they therefore feared that the English were attempting to convert them in all to Christianity. The company government passed certain laws which also gave birth to disrupts among the people. In the 1832 and 1850, law were passed concerning succession of property. The Religious Disabilities Act in 1856 also declared that none would be deprived of the hereditary poverty on the ground of changing his religion. The provision of the Sati in 1829 and the Widow Remarriage Act 1856, though the past of active support of liberal Indian like Raja Ram Mohan Rai and Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, respectively, were looked upon the Orthodox Hindus and interfering in their religion. Such the Indian felt in general that the government was interfering in their religion and social tradition. Military. Besides these apprehensions, this is the soldiers shared with the civilian. They had certain grievances of their own against the British. They were paid low salaries. The British started recruiting people of lower caste in Bengal army, which previously consisted mostly of the Rajput and Brahman. It was disliked by them. The annexation of the Awadh was resented by the soldiers, three-fifths of whom belonged to the Awadh. Not only did they resent the disrespect shows the Nawab, but they also felt aggrieved because many among them indirectly lost their privileges and their relative were deprived to the patronage of Nawab. The Bengal army was backbone of the British Indian army. Its dissatisfaction was major cause of the revolt. The soldiers in the general were dissatisfied because they were asked to go for fighting distant places without the extra remuneration to reward in 1854. Soldiers were deprived of their privilege of postage free letter. In 1856, Lord Canning Lord Canning passed the General Service Establishment Act, which decreed that all future recruits in the Bengal Army, wherein service was hereditary, would be liable to the deputed anywhere, and all those who would be found unfit for the service in the foreign countries would not be given pension but job in the cantonment. The soldiers therefore felt that while their son desires to joining the army in all likelihood would lose their caste, they themselves and been deprived for the privilege to which they were entitled so far. The proportion of Indian soldiers and compared to British soldiers had increased in the army. The morale of British soldiers were also at the low ebb because of the art the in British and faced the Crimean War in Europe. Crimean War in Europe. Under these circumstances, the Indian soldiers felt that if they struck of the opportune time, they had quite a good chance to turn out the British from India. It was certainly an incitement of soldiers for staging the revolt. Both the civilians and the soldiers were in the temper of revolt. Nearly the 100 years of British rule and created an explosive situation in India. Also, a spark of needed to kindle the fire, and was provided by the past cartridges. In 1956, company government introduced the infield rifle in the army, and arrangement for training its use were made in Damdam, Ambala, and Sialkot. The top of the cartridges of the rifle was to be removed by mouth before the loading in the rifle. In the 1857, a story got currency in the Bengal army that cartridges were greased by the fat of the pig and cow. The British refuted these stories, but soldiers remained unconvinced. They believed that the British were deliberately attempting to endanger and the religion by both Hindu and Muslim. There is complete unanimity among the soldiers, and the fat of pig and cow was certainly used in greasing their cartridges, though the might not have been a deliberate attempt on the part of the British. The soldiers refused to use those cartridges and finally revolted. The grease cartridges thus were primarily an immediate cause of the revolt. The revolt started with the army, and when they initially succeeded in Meerut and Delhi, the people also joined in large number. Point to be remembered. The revolt of 1857 was the result of culmination of popular discontent that had been building up for the long time against the British, through the immediate cause was provided by the revolt of soldiers. Several causes were responsible for the Great Rising. These were as follows: the fear of native rulers and their estate would be taken over by the English, the resentment of the people of the annexed state, and the occasional disrespect shown the Bahadur Shah, the Mughal emperor of the English, constituted the political causes. The impersonal nature of the British administration and judiciary, the ineffectiveness of the police system, the rigor of the revenue system, and keeping away for the Indian for the services and created sense of the general discontent among the people. The worst effect of the British rule of the impoverishment of the Indian people because Indian handicapped were destroyed. Foreign trade were monopolized by the English and the peasants suffered because at the high demand of the revenue. The racial arrogance of the English, the activities of missionaries, the passing of social legislature, etc., created disturb among the people, and they feared that the English were bent upon the polluting their religion and society. The low salaries of Indian soldiers, recruitment of soldiers of all castes, deprivation of the facility of postage free letter, the passing of the General Service Establishment Act 1856 etc., created discontent among the soldiers. The introduction of the Enfield rifle, the use of fat and pig and cow in the greasing the cartridge, and the instance of English on the using them by the soldiers led to the outbreak, the revolt in May 1857. The revolt began with the soldiers at Meerut, and then after the capture of Delhi, people joined in large number. Organization of the revolt in 1857. There is a controversy among the scholars regarding the organization of the revolt in 1857. One group of historians and opined that the revolt was the result of widespread and well organized conspiracy. The Iswari Prasad has contended the breads and distributed the taken from the village to village, and red lotus flower was taken over from the regiment to another as token of their agreement for participating in the revolt. It was also been expressed by the group of historians that Nana Sahib's son was deceased. The deceased Peshwa Baji Rao, Maulvi Ahmad Shah of the Faizabad, and some other, including some native ruler, had organized the conspiracy against the British, and even the date of the revolt was fixed in 31st May. Dr. Tara Chand and Vishweswar Prasad has many other reputed historians have been agree with the view. The Vishweswar Prasad write, it will be difficult to assume in the face available the evidence that the revolt erupted suddenly without prior preparation and some organization. But the other group of the historian denies the existence of any organized conspiracy against the British with equal forces. They point out that not scrapped on the paper and discovered before and after revolt, indicating organized conspiracy. Dr. S.N. Sen and Dr. R.C. Majumdar, who have done latest researches in the field, have denied to existence of any planned and organized effort by anybody prior to beginning of the revolt. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad also wrote, the events of 1957 were not the result of careful planning, nor were there matter in mind behind it. Point to be remembered. There is controversy among the scholars regarding organization of the revolt of 1857. The Iswari Prasad, Dr. Tara Chand, and several other historians have opined that the revolt was an organized one, but Dr. S.N. Sen and Dr. R.C. Majumdar have expressed the view that the revolt was not organized. Thank you very much.